Hello, okay, quick video just to show you how to configure the incoming and the outgoing mail in Trackit 11.4. Now, in the later versions of 11.4, there was some slight tweaks in the administration console. So if you do a search on YouTube for Trackit and incoming and outgoing mail, then there are some videos uploaded by BMC to show you how to configure this, but the purpose of this one is obviously to look at the later versions. So if we go to help and session info, you'll see that we're running 11.4.1.558, which is 11.4 Service Pack 1 Release 1. There is a Release 2 and also a Service Pack 2, which this video should be good for. Okay, so quite simple. First of all, we need to go to the administration console. So you've got the pane on the left hand side you can click on, or we can go to tools, or you can use F9. Obviously you need to have administration rights in your user profile in order to make these changes. But when we go into the administration console, we go into the configuration area at the top, administration, email configuration, and we've got the settings here. So you'll see, let's just jump into the rules. So you can put on some sort of filters there where there are rules for senders, rules in the actual subject, and obviously within the body as well. So you can actually put those and they won't convert the emails into a work order. So what Trackit does is it will periodically check the mailbox. If there's any unread mail, it will read it, write it into Trackit. The subject of the email becomes the summary. The body of the email becomes the description or the notes. And then obviously if they're in Trackit as a requester and an end user, and it recognizes the email address, then it will tie that user also to that work order. And then if a user has an asset, for example, tied to them, that will also get brought in as well. So you'll be able to drill into the information in the work order. So they're the rules there that you set up. And then also you can enable a whitelist there as well. So if you want certain emails or certain domains to be only processed, then you can do that. So that can be quite useful sometimes if you've got an external support mailbox, which over time, some of the spammers or whatnot have picked up, and then you get some odd dribbling that comes into it, and you want to kind of omit that, then you can obviously add rules there. The automated schedule simply allows you to either manually do it or just set it to check periodically. So 1 minute, a lot of people send, but obviously that's going to be probing your mail server every minute. You may want to put that a little bit higher to 15 or to 10, obviously to your specification. And then underneath here, you get the log. That will just give you some indication of things that's going on there. So we can just see that if we just click on that, shows you the summary, a message ID, and some description. So you can obviously filter these as well to look at stuff that's just info or warnings, etc., etc. Okay, so the next part of the configuration is obviously the incoming email configuration. So there is a number of protocols you can use in order to receive the mail. The latest obviously being the Exchange web service. So there's the 4 that you can see. You've got POP. A lot of people have that typically switched off in this day and age, and usually go onto a more secure one, so IMAP or even Exchange web service, which as I say, a lot more people are turning to with Trackit today. Service Pack 2 has some enhancements around the Exchange web services. So if you are looking for that sort of modern, secure protocol, then obviously consider upgrading to the latest version. You do have to be on 11.4 Service Pack 1 to upgrade to Service Pack 2, so Release 1 or Release 2. And then finally, for the Lotus Notes users, we've got the settings here. So if we just quickly look at the IMAP, you can see there if we go into the settings, this is where we configure the incoming mail. You put in the mail server name, so the address you're using to pull the information in. There are some advanced settings there, so you've got your ports there, and whether you're using a secure socket, and then just simply click on test connection, and that will authenticate to let you know if it's the connection has succeeded. We go over to the Exchange web service, so sometimes this one's a little bit more tricky and sometimes people are wondering what to put into the configuration. You'll see in this particular configuration, again I've used the mailbox that is going to be used for pulling in email into work orders, and they have a URL which I'm pulling the information from, so you can see the syntax there. There is an auto discover, but also, as I say, there is a typical URL which you follow in order to pull it in. And then running a test email, you again should have a succeeded connection, which tells you that everything is set up correctly. Okay, the other part then is the outgoing email. So we're using obviously SMTP there for the outgoing. Again, you've got the port numbers, whether you're using a type of security for your connection. Again, I've got the outgoing there and the from address. I can obviously test this out as well to make sure it's working. So I'm logged directly onto this this server, and I'm going to just simply do a copy and paste of that, so email myself. And again, we can see it's been successfully sent. I've got in my mailbox there, I've received an email. And that's how we configure the incoming and the outgoing email in Trackit 11.4 Service Pack 1 and onwards. I hope this video has been useful, and catch you on the next video.